Let's talk about gambling because, it's kind of the elephant in the room. It's something that, because of regulatory changes that are on the way or underway or have already happened, is going to become even more important than ever to the sports broadcasting, the sports OTT experience. Where does that fit into each of your plans or each of what you are doing right now?
It's funny because that is something that Corey and I have been talking about and known the importance of for a number of years. A good buddy of mine, Nick Costas, who I worked with at Bleacher Report, he now works with CBS and a number of other entities. He was way out ahead of this, and he always used to tell me, it's like, oh, you got to get on the betting tip. You got to get on the betting tip. And I was always, oh yeah, I know it's important, whatever. Now you fast forward and it is everything right now. It is only going to grow. It is only getting bigger. And I recognize its importance. It's hard for me to wrap around how to add something without being the betting guru or what have you, because there's a million, right? It's everybody's got, it's like everybody, the NFL draft, everyone's got a mock draft. Well, everybody seemingly, every content area seemingly has their betting expert. So I think that's already a saturated marketplace. I think the key is gamification of it. And it's just extending what your visit to Vegas might be to an online experience wrapped inside whatever specific content you're creating. So for us, obviously, that's around the Green Bay Packers. And how can we gamify and or tap into whatever the betting kind of angle is for the Packers, whether that's the game itself or whether will Aaron Jones put on the shades after he scores a touchdown and goes to the sideline, something that connects to your team that you can then engage with the audience in that capacity. I think it's, like I said, I think it's such wide open, fertile ground. It's hard to wrap your arms around it if you don't come from that world. And I think that's the biggest trick, is finding something authentic, something that connects to your audience immediately, but doesn't feel like it's just kind of slapped on in a way that it's going to be easily dismissed.
Yeah, and that's why we're leaning into non-gamblers into our gambling content, right? It's like, you're intimidated by the concept of gambling. You don't know what a spread means. You don't know what an over/under means. You don't know what a money line is.
It sounds like a conversation with my father. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Right?
It's exactly that.
We want to make it approachable, right? So it's like we have our gambling experts who live and breathe this stuff, and we have our non-gamblers who are like, hey, I'm just getting into this world. Want to come make a $10 bet with me and let's ride it together and see what happens. We're trying to make it approachable from that standpoint. And then we're integrating it into all of our second screen experiences from an overt and a non-overt standpoint, just graphically on a screen. Right, let's casually get into this conversation. And then we're on the more intense side, creating full original programming around gambling with our product that's Talk the Line. That's our gambling product, our show that we use to specifically talk all things gambling on any given event or sport. So we're leaning in hard with Fox Bet.
I think that's really smart, making it approachable. We, so much of this was coming in hot for our first season, but we focused on just that, alternative solutions that that a Twitch audience would just know and understand. There's a currency that you earn on Twitch called channel points, it's just like a frequent flyer mile. You watch for a few minutes, you start earning channel points. And we would let them not only peer-to-peer bet, but also make, predictions. And you could bet a certain amount of your channel points on a prediction. And, we saw, tens of millions of channel points bet over the course of, 6 games. And so I think that's one of our key learnings, was that if you can make it approachable, that, people are going to engage with it.